Ready, Ollie? 3, 2, 1, break. Hey guys, so today we have these. This one is a Craftsman 21-inch cut lawnmower with a Tecumseh engine, a 6.75 horsepower. That's a pretty big one. And this one is another Craftsman, but this time with a Briggs engine, has roughly the same size engine. Customer states neither of these two engines run. You can start them on ether or quick start. I don't recommend using ether, and they'll surely fire up and die. This one with the Tecumseh, well, this is the mower that he's been using. Main reason why? The deck's intact, unlike this one with the Briggs. So what he originally wanted to do was thought about switching the engines, but I guess he didn't really like my price. So I suggested to him, okay, I can get both these engines running for a different price, which was a little bit cheaper, and so he went with that option. So in this video, we're gonna get both these engines running, we're gonna change out the oil, and we're even gonna sharpen the blades. I mean, this one shouldn't be run, but if he has all that, he could easily replace that deck. I mean, I see lots of Craftsman mowers with engines that don't work, but good decks. So it wouldn't be that big a deal for him to pop that engine and put it on another deck. As for this one, well, considering this is the mower that he uses all the time, when we get this one running, he'll continue to run it for as long as he needs to. I mean, these are actually pretty nice looking Craftsman mowers. I mean, 6.7, that's almost a 7-horse engine on a push lawnmower. That's a big engine. I mean, what is he doing with this thing? Mulching small trees? Holy cow. But all right, guys, let's crack into it and see what's going on with these. I'm almost 100% sure carb issue. It's almost always a carb issue. All right, guys, let's crack into it. So we're going to split this video into 2 parts. Part 1, we're going to get this Briggs engine worked on. We'll get that one going, sharpen the blade, change the oil, and definitely go through that carburetor, make sure it's all good. Then, part 2, we'll get this Tecumseh going, and then we'll get them sent back to the customer. All right, guys, guess let's get started working on these things. All right, so first thing, let's make sure there's no fuel in here. Yeah, of course there is. There's gasoline in there. Wonder if this thing will just start and run. Yeah, right. Oil. Yeah, that's basically almost tar. I almost expect to reach in there and be able to pull out a dinosaur. Oh, it kind of makes me concerned about that air filter. Right, let me grab another camera, grab my tripods, let's get started. Hopefully before the rain comes in. I think I've already started to feel a few drops, so let me get at least my stuff all set up and we'll get started. Okay, 5/16. Let's get this air filter open. Well, good news. There's an air filter. I wonder if that's why it didn't run. What the heck? You know, you really got to change your air filters once in a while. Okay. Let's try that. Okay. Perhaps not. Perhaps not. Let's try it one more time. If not, I'm going to try some carb spray. Yeah, let me grab some carb spray. So now we're going to make sure that we're not dealing with a dead engine. Take a little bit of carb spray. Spray right into the intake and pull it over like normal. Okay. Do we not have spark? Is it? Oh. Looks like we have an E3 plug on here. Okay. Lovely. Let's try one more time with a little bit of spray. One more time. We'll see what happens. Nothing. So we're gonna even have to confirm that we even have spark. All right, let's get the inline spark tester on there. Good. Keep an eye on it. Tell me if you see anything. So did you see anything? Because I didn't. Okay, one more time. I'm not sure if I saw anything on it. Well, give me one sec. Let me just double check the footage. You know, honestly, double checking the footage, there is a little bit of something there. There is a little bit of something there. So let me see if I can shade it a little bit so we can get a better reading. Okay, so that's as shaded as I can get it, being outside. So let's see if there's spark. And my shade blew away because it's really windy. There's definitely another storm cell blowing in. So now let me double check that footage and I'll be right back. Okay, good news, there's spark. So sounds like it's a problem in the spark plug. Let's pull that spark plug. See, I think 3/4. Yep, 3/4. Yeah, there's the problem right there. Besides the fact that it's an E3. Look at that. No wonder it's not sparking. Here's a first fire. I think that's actually from a chainsaw. So let's try the first fire. Okay. So the first fire is now in. Let's give it a spray. Oh boy. That was a lot. And let's try it. Ooh, she belched out a whole cloud of black smoke. That was kind of funny. Let me move you back. I hope the camera caught that. It actually started to run on its own too. The funny thing is it actually kind of started to run on its own too. So let's see if it'll run on its own fuel. Three primes. Let's try it. Let's see what happens. Okay, nothing. A little Cosby sauce to see if we can start the mix. Just a little bit, you know, just enough. Is that enough to foul the plug? Oof. Woohoo! Let's try that one more time. That was funny. Aw, that's too bad. That was a pretty epic pop. Not gonna lie, that was a pretty epic pop, that last one. That was really good. Okay, well, I guess it's safe to say we gotta crack into that carb and deal with that nonsense. So, one problem solved. One problem solved. There was an issue with the plug, so I have an NGK. Let's yeah, let me put in the NGK. Give me one sec. Okay, the NGK's in. Let's try that one. We'll give it a couple sprays. Let's try it with the NGK instead of the Chinese fast fire. Hey, look at that, guys. Look what I found. a red subscribe button. If you made it this far into the video, hit that subscribe button. Don't forget, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. I love to read your comments, and I try to reply to as many of them as I can, especially the early ones. All right, guys, back to the video.
So I'm not quite sure what to make of this. It's running perfect on its own fuel. Right. Okay, so that's a good sign. There's a little bit of a hiccup, so I know we're definitely still going to have to go through the part, but it's that's a good sign. So let's see. Well, let's start up on its own. No, it doesn't. It won't start on its own. Let's give it another spray, see what happens. Okay, so let's give it a couple primes and see if it restarts on its own without needing to prime it with sauce. Yes, it does. Okay, now it should restart since it is hot, technically speaking. And it's not. I had another mower not too long ago like this. A weed eater. And you always had to do this. Every time you want to start it. But the good news is it runs just fine. But let's see if we can fix the startability issue. So I guess let's crack into that carburetor and see what's going on. But we got another storm moving in, so I'm gonna have to put this all back together, and then we'll have to catch up onto it when the storm blows over. All right, I'll see you soon, guys. Yuck, what a mess. Because of course the gas gets shot. That is awesome. Gotta make another gasket. I've kind of grown to accept the fact that it's very likely that every time I crack into one of these old Briggs, almost guaranteed 100%, I'm going to need a new gasket. So I'm going to have to just either make up a bunch or buy a bunch. One or the other. I'll probably make up a bunch because it works and it's cheaper. It's 3/8. So I'll let it float here for a minute. I'm going to grab Mr. Pinch and we'll get this carburetor off. There we go. Let's get Mr. Pinch in here.
Yes, I am here.
Ooh, it's little Mr. Pinch.
Yes, I am little.
Little Mr. Pinch. Okay, Mr. Pinch, or Little Mr. Pinch. Can you take care of that fuel line there? Yes, yes I can. I will bite and pinch. Okay, so bite and pinch. Pinch. Thank you, Mr. Pinch, or Little Mr. Pinch. There. Oh, Mr. Pinch holds that. Fuel line clamp off. Ah, released it. Perfect. Here, that carburetor's off. Let's go give it a clean out. Okay, well, I just lost one camera because apparently it overheated, which, whatever. That's fine. I'm going to pull apart this carburetor. I'm going to do it off camera because honestly, I don't see too much reason to suspect that there's anything going on in here. I mean, it was running the engine just fine, but if I do find any kind of gummies or anything like that, I'll make sure to turn the camera on. This way I can highlight them to you and you can see the awful gummies. Anyway, guys, I'll see you shortly when I go to reassemble this. See you soon. Okay, so the carb's all clean. I had to change the gasket on it, unfortunately. The bowl gasket. And I had to change the needle seat, which part numbers will be listed in the description below. I also had to make an air intake gasket, which we already knew about. So, let's get the air intake gasket on the air intake. Where's that little hole? Is there. So the gasket's going to go just like this. It's got the primer breather hole. O-rings there, which is good. So now all we got to do is put the carburetor back on, which is 2 3/8 bolts. I've got the blade off and sharpened, so we'll reattach that. Let's get the carburetor on. Hopefully this thing starts and runs right away. It'd be nice to get rid of it. I can't believe the temperature today. It's like 35 degrees Celsius, or in freedom units, it's like 95 or 96 degrees. I think I like the sound of 35 better than 95. 95 just sounds terrible. Fuel line on. Thank you, Mr. Pinch. You're welcome. Next, let's get this guy on. Fuel line clamp. Maybe. There we go. Okay, Mr. Pinch. You can let go now. Okay, I'll let go. Ah! Much better. Thank you, Mr. Pinch. You're welcome. Okay, fuel is now flowing. At present, doesn't seem to be anything happening. That's good. That's a really good sign. So no fuel's dripping. Either that means that fuel's not flowing, or sure there is fuel. Which there is. Good. Didn't leak out. Mr. Pinch did a great job.
Thank you. I always do. Good job.
Yes, you do, Mr. Pinch.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Right, so now let's make sure. There. That looks good. So let's get the air intake on. I believe that's 3 5/16 on here. Oops. I think I just pushed the gasket off. Darn it. Let's try that again. Here we go. We'll try this again now. Hose first. Breather. Then, first one started. Second one started. Right now, I'm just going to double check. Make sure when I prime it, fuel comes up. I'm not sure if fuel's coming up. So what I'll do is I'll first give it a prime. This way you can make sure that the carburetor still runs the engine. Let's see. Oh yeah. A little slow. Oh wait, I forgot to put the blade on. Whoopsies. I'm really impressed with how easy it started without a blade though. So let's quickly get that blade on. There's the blade. We're just going to pop it back on. 9/16. To be honest with you, I'm actually surprised this started without the blade on. Then again, that is Tecumseh that uses the blade really as a flywheel because it uses a lightweight flywheel. Where's those lineup pins? I know this thing has them. Pins are in. I'll hold it in place and screw it in. Set it to maximum, put it on. And it's on. Let's try that again. Okay, she won't start. Let's try priming it. Give it a try. I don't think it'll start though. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace that. Do a better gasket. I don't think that one works. Let's try it again. There we go. Let's try starting it again. There we go. I apologize. I didn't have my microphone on. So hopefully my ambient caught my voice pretty good, but the other microphone for my voice, unfortunately, was a little far away. Oops. Anyway, I do have two backup microphones that are running, so hopefully I got my voice. Anyway. Looks like I'm going to have to pull off that air intake, make a new gasket, and we'll try again. But let's fire it up one more time. Yeah, this thing fires up really easy now. Really, really easy. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign. I mean, besides me, I'm like, look at this. I'm just sweating buckets. This is brutal. Which reminds me, since I'm out here sweating buckets in this hot sun, don't forget, smash that like button below, give it a subscribe, leave a comment and share. I mean, my videos will get pushed out to more people if you like and subscribe. So it's not hard, it's free. And in this world, there's very few things that are free. But liking and subscribing, 100% free. So please hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and let's get back to the video. Okay guys, I'm just gonna pop that air intake, trace out the exhaust, trace out for a gasket, and we'll try again. And then as soon as I come back, and that's all done, we'll start it up. I guess, yeah, we'll start it up, get it nice and warm, change the oil, and I think that's about it for this video then. Oh yeah, we got to put a new air intake gasket on there, and new air filter on it, and well, you know what that means, right? A little bit more of that ASMR that I know you guys love. All right, so let's pop that air intake one more time. There we go. I have a feeling it's that guy right there. That little hole's just not making proper seal with that. That's rather unfortunate. No, it should be though. It should be, unless it's warped. The only thing I can think of is that it's warped. The air filter housing. It could be warped, which that would be unfortunate. Oops. Completely missed the gasket. Completely, totally, and utterly missed the gasket there. Brilliant. Right. Okay, so I'm going to remake this, and I guess we'll try again. Okay, guys. See you soon. Okay, guys, so I've got a new gasket made up, and it didn't really work, but I put a second gasket on there, and yeah, fuel's definitely squirting up. So let's see if she'll start up. Let's see. Oh yeah, look at that. No problem. It's working great. Fantastic news. Absolutely fantastic news. Good. So let's begin the reassembly process, which we're mostly done. We just have the air filter, put the air filter housing back on, or at least the cover, and then I sharpened the blade. I reinstalled it because we started it and it started without a blade, which is really weird, but it must be a Briggs thing. So yeah, this thing is now as it should be. We just need to change the oil, and we just need to put in this air filter. Oh, and the part number. There it is. Here's the part number. Yeah. Oh, that was tough. All right, well, let's get this open. Right, there we go. All right, so let's fire it up, let it run for a few minutes. Then once the oil is nice and warm, we'll swap it out and put in some fresh oil. So let's give it a couple primes. Let's try her out. We'll let it run for a few minutes, get the oil nice and warm. Then we'll swap out the oil. It's been a few minutes, should be nice and warm. Got a cake pan, so we'll just tip the oil out and dump it into that. Okay, oil dipstick, come on out. Wow, that oil, look at it. It is very, very black. I don't think this thing has ever seen an oil change. That is terrible. I'll show you. Like, look at that. That's basically tar. I know we looked at it earlier and I said that I was expecting dinosaurs to come crawling out. Well, I really am. Like, this is like crude oil. It's almost like it just came out of the ground. All right, let me move this over a little. And we'll tip it. I hope. Maybe. And, oh, I'm gonna hit the camera. That's not good. Gotta move it a bit more. Make sure everyone can still see. Looks like we can all still see. I also have this camera, which sees everything. Okay, so let's dump this out. Hopefully I'm not gonna hit the camera again. And I'm gonna hit the camera. Okay, I'm just gonna dump these handlebars. Let's get rid of the bag. Now the handlebars. As this is actually what the problem is, or the handlebars. Good. Now we shouldn't have an issue dumping the oil. Nope, not going to hit the camera this time. Perfect. Perfect. All right, so let's start it up again. You know, with no oil in it so we can destroy it. No, we're not going to do that. That would be just silly. Now we'll add 500 milliliters, or I guess it depends on what we're talking about, because sometimes it'll say 16, sometimes it'll say 18 ounces of oil. So let's go with 500 mil. And this is 16 ounces, which, whatever. But I believe it's more somewhere along the lines of 18 ounces of oil is 500 mil, but don't quote me on it. I just go with the 500 mil because it's a lot easier. And it says 16 ounces on this cup. So let's go with 500 mil and 16 ounces. So 500 mil. Here we go, 500 mil of 10W30. And we'll pour it into the engine. No messes, no messes. Oh, I'm making a mess. Oh no, I can hear Greta. How dare you? How dare you? Well, too bad, Greta. How dare you? There we go. Yeah. Perfect. Good stuff is in. Wipe up my mess. Oh, look how nice and shiny it makes it look. Let's just wipe that oil all over it. Make it super shiny. Oh boy. It's gonna look like it's a brand new engine. No, it's not. What are you talking about, brand new engine? This thing's ancient. They don't make these anymore. This is a 2012 model. Think so? Something like that. 2012. Looks like a 2012 model. It's got the rust of a 2012 model that wasn't well cared for. Or at least the body anyway, wasn't really well cared for, but doesn't matter. I'm not too worried what model year this is. But it's definitely not an MTB product because it's a Craftsman 944. Made by Sears Canada in Toronto, Ontario. Interesting. Right. So let's check the oil amount. Let's see. Let's check the oil amount. Come on. Go. And. Well, we're slightly over full. Barely. Just barely. So, we're pretty good. We're pretty good. We'll fire it up and see if it smokes. And if it smokes, well, it'll burn out the rest of the oil. So not a big deal. Come on, handlebars. There we go. Right. There we go. Whew. It is a scorcher already today, guys. My goodness. It's actually the next day because it got way too hot yesterday. I had to go back inside and just say, you know what? I gotta call it quits just for the day. It was really bad. Okay, so let's prime it. Although I don't think we needed to. And let's fire it up. I'm just going to give it a very light pull. Didn't seem to like that. Let's try it again. beautiful. It is working perfect. Yeehaw. That is great. Absolutely great. So, okay guys, so that's it for this one. We're done with this repair. But before we go, other than it kicked a whole bunch of grass into it, take a look at this oil. Look at that. It's just completely black. That is unreal. Like, it's really not that hard. Even if you don't change it every season, at least every second season. And your oil should not look like, your oil should never look like this. This is just black, burnt, full of carbon, full of exhaust gases. It is just a horrible thing to do. This actually will cause it to lose its viscosity.
That's why Castrol GTX provides maximum protection against viscosity and thermal breakdown.
And, well, you've ever heard of thermal breakdown? Well, this is what happens with thermal breakdown. And eventually it comes to the point where it's no longer lubricating. It's almost like you're just running water in it. And honestly, maybe it'll help cool it a little, but it certainly will not lubricate. Anyway, guys, that's it for part one, which is the Briggs Stratton engine. And we'll get started on part two shortly. I just got to clean up and get all set up, and then I'll record part two, which will be uploaded at a later date. So that's it for this one today, guys. We got another mower running. Although this one, no, I'm not going to be cutting the grass with this. There's no demonstration of it cutting the grass because that's got a big hole in it. And honestly, if I hit any kind of rocks, there's the potential that it could just go straight through that deck. And I really don't want to do that. It's not safe. If there's any kind of perforations in the deck, especially at the back where you're walking, you do not want to run that mower at all. If the perforations are at the front, it's not terrible, but I still don't recommend running it. But definitely at the back where you are walking, it can easily kick a stone or two out at you, and it can hurt, can hit you in the eyes, can do all sorts of things. Not worth the effort. Better off just replacing the deck or patching the deck. In this case, I don't recommend patching the deck. I'd say get rid of it because that metal's pretty compromised and it's a really bad spot right by the wheel. So you have to form the metal around it, and why bother? Just replace the deck. They're really not that expensive. You can easily find many mowers of this type and just swap the engine, or even just buy another mower and keep this engine as a spare. Why not? But anyway, guys, catch you in the next one. So there we go, guys. Another one done. Nothing special at this one. Just needed a basic carb clean. Although, to be honest with you, the carburetor ran the engine just fine. So maybe it's just a little bit of warpage on the air intake, and that's why it just wouldn't prime and let it start from. That hole in the deck is really bad though. Like that's not good at all. And it's actually cracked. So I would never recommend running a mower like this. That's just dangerous. But anyway, guys, I guess, oh yeah, I forgot I did that. Place a stupid E3 with a proper NGK. So hopefully that lets this mower run a little bit better. We'll see, we'll see. Anyway, guys, spark plug off for safety. Maybe.
How dare you!